So when you guys are working with clients and you're gonna want them to, you want to do time,
Did you look through
time
this whole
techniques
basket
on
right here?
them. You're gonna want
Okay, 'cause it's
to
disappearing
take
today, so
them
you might
through
wanna look through it.
discovering the timeline. You're gonna want to take them through the first adventure on the timeline, and then you can start going through and discovering the root cause. And then after that, then you could go ahead and go through releasing the negative emotion. And so for today's purposes, you guys are gonna do worry. And I'm gonna let you guys work through that. Each person will go through it. I'm just taking Alexis and Andrea through discovering the timeline, just to for time's sake. So Andrea and Alexis, I have a feeling if I were to ask you your unconscious mind, where is your future and where's your past, that you point to a certain direction, like front to back, side to side, up and down, or some direction in relation to your body. Now it's not your conscious logical thought out answer that I want. It's your natural unconscious answer that I want for you to, and your first impulse. So if I were to ask you in your unconscious mind, where is your future? What direction would you point? Andrea, very good. All right. And Alexis, very good. Thank you so much for that. Good. And where is your past? All right. Alexis, I just want you to know that you are the same as you were last time, because I remember. So it's very consistent. So sometimes, let's see here. Boop, 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 boop. So I can go ahead and go to first adventure. So the next part of that script, if you guys are following along, is just giving you direction and letting you know, like I pointed out to Alexis, Alexis was this way was her future, but that way was her past. So you can see she wasn't a straight line. I'm not going to sit here and tell Alexis, oh, well, that's not one a solid direction. You need to tell me something else. Her timeline is her timeline. Some people have spiraling timelines, and some people, whatever they tell you is correct. So let's go on that first adventure. We want to show our clients how to easily travel that timeline. So this script will help them do that. So what I'd like you to do now is just go ahead and close your eyes, Andrea and Alexis, and think of your timeline. Now, when I say timeline, I don't only mean something you see, because in a moment, I'm going to ask you to float above it. And by float, I also mean as sound waves float on the wind, and as you might float in a pool or a bedroom. However, you imagine your timeline is just perfect because it's yours. So go ahead now and just float above your timeline, making sure you look through your own eyes instead of seeing your own self floating. Now, staying up above your timeline, I like for you to just turn and face the past. Just turn so that you're facing the past and just float back into the past. At the unconscious level, there is no concept of time. So your unconscious can take you there as likely as it likes, as quickly as it likes. You can take as much or as little time as you like. Just go ahead and float back into the past as far as you like, and give me a nod when you're there. Very good. And Andrea, you just let me know when you're there. Very good. Very good. Turn around now and face. So you're facing the past. And now I want you to float way up into the air. In fact, float so high that your entire timeline seems to be only an inch long. And when you're there, just go ahead and float all the way back down now. Float right back down Now come back into the room. Very good. Welcome back. And so now you guys understand how to use your timeline. So I just want to know, is it all right with your unconscious mind for you to release? Oh, that's getting into, I'm sorry. I'm going to let you guys do this one. I'm going to let you guys discover the root cause, and then do the script for releasing negative emotion for worry. So again, there's things in parentheses. That thing for today that you'll need to fill in parentheses is worry.
Okay.
And so while you guys find your way, I just want to give you guys a few quick pointers. Remember, in NLP, we honor everyone's view of the world. And so, and I think, did I lose a person? Yes,
I think it's Taisha, yeah.
Remembering everyone's view of the world. And so if a person doesn't happen to believe in life before death or any of that stuff, then you still can ask them the questions, because then their answer is going to always be after their answers. And this isn't necessarily have to, when we ask these questions, it's things that happen. And for me, when they ask the question, was it before? It may have been, and what a day for us to be talking about this on Juneteenth, it's those things that may have happened to my grandmother or my great grandmother. And so those are the things that take place, because we guys know things, trauma and emotions and things can happen at a generational basis. So that's where that is. So I want to give that little piece there. Let's see here. Maybe I got some comments. Let's see. So yeah, no, I didn't get anything there. Okay. So let's go ahead. Andrea, since you have to go in the next 30 minutes, go ahead. And if you want to start with the discovery. Yes. Discovering the timeline, and then
okay. Okay, so then discovering the root cause, would I be on 242 right now? Is that where I'm at, or 240? Correct. I'm gonna go 244.
You're gonna go
244, 242.
242 and go from 242, go directly into 244. And remember, all you have to do is read the script.
Okay, and we're releasing a worry, right?
Correct.
Okay,
and so you don't have to circle anything or remember anything, just ask the questions and have them go through that. Okay, perfect.
Sounds good. Okay, so I'm gonna go with Alexis. Who's the client for me? Or
it doesn't matter. You all.
Oh, okay.
Gonna get a chance.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so is it all right with your unconscious mind for you to release this worry and for you to be consciously aware of it now? Sorry, now.
Alexis, you're on mute.
Yes. Okay. Good. Ask your unconscious mind, ask your unconscious, what is the root cause of this worry, when disconnected will cause the worry to totally disappear.
Keep going.
If you were to know, was it before, during, or after your birth? After. Okay. Good. If you were to know, what age?
5.
Okay. If client says bullshit. Okay. So then I continue on to 44 now at this point.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. So
Okay.
just go ahead and get in touch with your timeline now. Float above your timeline and turn around and face that past. Go ahead and float back into the past to position A. And when you get there, just notice the event and give me a nod. Okay. Floating there directly over the event and looking down on it, just ask your unconscious mind what it needs to learn from this event, the learning of which will allow you to let go of the worry easily and effortlessly. Your unconscious mind can preserve these learnings so that if it needs them in the future, they will be there to protect you, to help you make good choices, to serve you. You may get learnings consciously, or you may just get an indication that you've gotten them. When you've got the learnings now, please let me know. Did you nod, Alexis? Okay. Now go ahead and float back to position B, well before the event and above the event. And turn around to face the future so the event is in front of you and way down below you. Now ask yourself, now where is that old worry? Is it there or is it just gone now?
Do I point to where it is?
No, it's just a yes or no.
Okay, ask the question again.
Is it there or is it just gone now?
It's there.
Okay.
So you're gonna go back to number 2 and you're gonna read that again, and then you'll go back and get to this point again. And as you're reading, quicken your pace, because this isn't
Okay,
a
okay.
modality that we are, it's
Okay, okay, perfect. Okay. Floating there, directly over the event and looking down on it. Just ask your unconscious mind what it needs to learn from this event, the learning of which will allow you to let go of the worry easily and effortlessly. Your unconscious mind can preserve these learnings so that if it needs them in the future, they'll be there to protect you, to help you make good choices, to serve you. You may get learnings consciously, or you may get an indication that you've gotten them. When you've got the learnings now, please let me know. Okay. Now go ahead and float back to position B, well before the event and above the event. And turn around to face the future so the event is in front of you and way down below you. Now ask yourself, now where is this old worry? Is it there or is it just gone now?
It's gone.
Okay.
skip 4 and go to 5.
Now come back to now over your timeline, only as quickly as you can let go of all the worry, all the way back to now. Stop at position B at each event where there used to be worry. Apply the learning and let go of the worry all the way back to now. Remember, at the unconscious level, time is experienced differently. So your unconscious can take as little little time as it wants. Just let go of the worry all the way back to now. And when you get back to now, go ahead and float down into now, come back into the room. Okay, can you remember a time in the past where you used to be
He didn't
able?
break state. So does
I
she
didn't
smell
see.
popcorn?
You smell popcorn?
No.
Sorry, I didn't see break state. Sorry, did I skip it fast? Sorry, I was reading and I didn't see break state there. I just
Number
went to take the 6.
Number 6.
Yeah, that's what I did, but I didn't see break state before number 6. So that's why I went direct to number 6.
Okay.
Can you remember? Yeah. Can you remember a time in the past where you used to be able to feel worry? Go back there now and just check to make sure the worry is gone now. Come back to now. Okay. Go out to a time in the future, which it would have happened in the past before we did this technique. You would have felt inappropriate, felt worry, and notice how it's different now. Good, come back to now.
All right, perfect.
Okay.
So you guys see how as simple as it is, I can remember my first time doing time technique, someone doing it on me. I didn't know what the person was talking about. I just jumped on no, someone asked for volunteers. I volunteered, I showed up, and she was going through this thing. And I'm like, is something wrong with her? Like, why is she asking these questions? And what is she? But I went with it. And when I tell you, even not understanding and knowing what's going on, it worked. Like, wow. I remember being in the womb, I floated in, I got my learnings and floated over, and I was like, wow. I didn't know. And even not knowing, I was like, she must have did something wrong, but whatever she did, it worked. So what I challenge you guys to do is trust the script. And then there's a part of it when you ask them about their learnings, and you may need to make these notes here. You want to make sure that those emotions are positive, because if her emotions were like you worry because you're not good enough, then that's not something that we want her to move forward with. We want her to have positive learnings. So you check in. And so you can ask the person, do you feel comfortable in sharing? If they share, then that's your way to check. And if they say no, they don't want to share, then you then just check with them to say, and your learnings, are they presented in a way that serves you? Are they positive? And is it something that's going to really benefit you versus bring you down to a slump? And if they say, oh no, it's positive, it's good, then you move forward. So I'm going to let Germany go next, since she was the next person in the room that was observing. Are you ready, Germany?
Yes, I am ready.
All right. And she's going to go ahead and do it on Andrea so that she will be able to jump off, and then we'll keep this train moving.
All righty.
Sounds good.
So congratulations, Andrea. You have another one checked off the list. And that's what we're going to do for everyone else that's on the call today. Get another one checked off the list. Remember, it's keep this train moving, your pace in this one, because again, you're talking to the unconscious mind, so we don't need the conscious mind to be trying to figure stuff out.
Okay. Gracias. So Andrea, how you doing?
I'm great. Thank you.
Go ahead and just get grounded. Close your eyes for me. We're gonna
Mhm.
take an adventure on your timeline today. So just go ahead and get in touch with your timeline now. Float above your timeline and turn around. I'm sorry, what? I'm off recent negative my emotions.
Yes, but I think you have to discover her root cause first.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Okay. So is it all right with your unconscious mind for you to release this worry and for you to be consciously aware of it now?
Yes.
Good. Ask your unconscious, what is the root cause of this worry, which when disconnected will cause the worry to totally disappear? If you were to know, was it before, during, or after birth?
After birth.
Good. If you were to know, what age?
$14.
Okay, good. Am I to move on now? Sorry. Okay. So just go ahead and get in touch with your timeline now. Float above your timeline and turn around and face the past. Go ahead and float back into the past to above the event. And when you get there, just notice the event and give me a nod. Floating directly over the event and looking down on it, just ask your unconscious mind what it needs to learn from this event. The learning of which will allow you to let go of this worry easily and effortlessly. Your unconscious mind can preserve these learnings so that if it needs them in the future, they'll be there to protect you, to help you make good choices, to serve you. You may get learnings consciously, or you may just get an indication that you've gotten them. When you've gotten the learnings now, please let me know.
Got them.
Okay, now go ahead and flow back before the event, well before the event and above the event. And turn around and face the future. So the event is in front of you and way down below you. Now ask yourself, now where is that old worry? Is it there or is it just gone now?
Can you repeat the question, please? It had chipped out at the end. I didn't hear the last few words.
Is it there or is it just gone now? I guess I can go over that.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Andrea?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just the part
Okay.
where, yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yes. It was just a part where I had to look down and after it cut off, so I didn't hear the rest.
Okay.
So I'm looking down. Yeah.
Down, you're looking,
In
so
the future.
in front of you and way down below you. Now ask yourself, now where is that old work? Is it there or is it just gone now? Now float right down into, I'm sorry. Now float right down.
It's gone.
Oh, okay.
Skip 4.
Now
and go
skip
to 5.
Okay. Now come back to now over your timeline only as quickly as you can let go of all the worry, all the way back down, all the way back to now. Stop at before the event, at each event where there used to be worry. Apply the learning and let go of the worry, all the way back to now. Remember, at the unconscious level, time is experienced differently. So your unconscious can take as little time as it wants. Just let go of the worry all the way back to now. And when you get back to now, go ahead and float down into now and come back into the room. Can you remember a time in the past where you used to be able to feel worried? Go back there now and just check to make sure that the worry is gone now.
Yes.
Good. Come back to now.
Mhm.
Now go out to a time in the future. If it would have happened in the past, before we did this technique, you would have felt worried, and notice how it's different now. Good. Come
Mhm.
back to now. Great.
Another one bites the dust. Yay.
Oh.
So
Amazing.
how difficult has this been?
Oh, not difficult at all.
Not at all.
Correct. That's it. Is your script is there, and both Alexis and Andrea, they both have said like, okay, like they see a difference, right? So great job. Germany, the only thing I would say is great with your timing. There are points though where you want to, like in the end, when you're saying for them to come back into the room, wait for them to actually come back into the room and then move on to the next.
How would I know? Would they open their eyes?
Yep.
Okay. Because that I pondered that. Okay.
Yep. And if they are kind of, you kind of see they kind of go and they're searching or they're doing whatever it is they're doing, and then you'll kind of see, and if it's still even with their eyes closed, you can use your visual acuity.
Okay.
But most 9 times out of 10, but again, ain't nothing 100%.
Okay.
You can, and that's why I say break state, because then you can, and you might need to add that little one step in there. I use that as a way to,
Yeah, I'm gonna add it. Yeah.
To just, I break state there just so that I know that they're back. You're talking and you're unmute.
Break state after number 5?
Correct.
Or
before number 6. Before you test, break state.
I test. Okay.
Yep. All right.
Perfect.
So we
good.
have 3 people left. I want to make sure that every person gets this done on them as well as they get to do it. So Alexis will practice on Shamika, and Shamika will practice on Germany, and then Alexis already had it done on her, so she's good.
And I just asked that, Alexis, if you don't mind, could you go first?
All right, Andrea.
All righty. So let me make sure I got this right. I'm starting with discovering the root cause.
Yes.
Is it all right for your unconscious mind? Okay.
And you're in the blanks, you are filling in worry.
Worry. All righty.
What page are we on?
242 and 244.
Okay. Okay.
All righty. Hi, Shamika. How are you?
Good. How about you?
Good.
Yeah.
All righty. So, is it all right for your unconscious mind for you to release this worry and for you to be consciously aware of it now?
Yes.
Good. Ask your unconscious, what is the root cause of this worry, which when disconnected will cause the worry to totally disappear. If you were to know, was it before, during, or after your birth?
After.
Good. If you were to know, what age?
Do I just answer, right? Oh, okay. 5.
So just go ahead and get in touch with your timeline now. Float above your timeline and turn around and face that past. Go ahead and float back into the past to position A. And when you get there, just notice the event and give me a nod.
She nodded.
Okay, I missed it.
Oh, sorry.
Floating there directly over the event and looking down on it, just ask your unconscious mind what it needs to learn from this event. The learning of which will allow you to let go of the worry easily and effortlessly. Your unconscious mind will preserve these learnings so that if it needs them in the future, they'll be there to protect you, to help you make good choices, to serve you. You may get learnings consciously, or you may just get an indication that you've gotten them. When you've gotten the learnings now, please let me know.
Okay.
Now go ahead and float back into before the event, well before the event and above the event, and turn around to face the future. So the event is in front of you and way down below you. Now ask yourself, now, where is that worry? Is it there or is it just gone?
It's gone.
Good, very good.
Skip 4.
Now come back to now, over your timeline, only as quickly as you can let go of all of the worry, all the way back to now. Stop before at each event where there used to be worry, apply the learning and let go of the worry all the way back to now. Remember, at the unconscious level, time is experienced differently. So your unconscious can take as little time as it wants. Just let go of the worry all the way back to now. And when you get back to now, go ahead and float down into now and come back in the room.
Okay.
All right now. I love the way you have your hair
Thank you.
designed in front of your face. I love that. That's cute. Can you remember a time in the past where you used to be able to feel that worry?
Yes.
Go back there now and just check to make sure that the worry is gone now.
Yes.
Good. Come back to now. Okay, so now go out to a time in the future, which if it would have happened in the past, before we did this technique, you would have worried, and notice how it's different now.
Okay.
Good. Come back to now. Oh gosh, where do I go? I feel like I'm lost now. Oh gosh. As you turn, is it here? I'm completely lost of where I'm supposed to be at right now.
You should be at the last step where you have her go out into the future.
I think I just said that.
Well,
That's 7, right?
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
you are finished. That's it.
Oh,
There's nothing else.
okay. Okay. For some reason, I thought it went further than that. Okay, cool. That was quick.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't
Cool.
take long. That's why like we can move
Yeah.
through this today. We can go and get through it. Okay.
Right.
So now I forget what I said. I was hoping y'all caught it. Y'all know.
I think Shamika is going to go ahead and do Germany now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that means everybody's had their turn.
Yeah.
All right. And then I have something else.
Okay, Germany.
I'll have one other thing for that we can do. Hold on, I'm trying to check my chat just in case she had to step away. Nope, there she is.
I'm here. I only think about it, I'm just doing I'm making a transaction right now with my client, and I'm meeting her right now. So she's about to be here. I feel like she's not here yet, so I can go ahead and
no, what I'll do is I'll
okay.
start discussing the next one.
Okay.
Because we're gonna do Milton model today just to be able to check another one off the list.
Okay.
And y'all came for it. It's a holiday. We got two for the price of one a day. So I'm gonna jump in.
I do have a question.
Go for it.
So when it said we was going, I know it did say we was gonna do 2 for 1. So does this time technique clear the limiting decision one too?
You already cleared the limiting decision. We just did single belief change. So we're gonna X those out. So you already got those 2. So this will be a third one that will be checked off.
Where we you saying we did limiting decisions another time?
I'm saying that you haven't done limiting decision, but you did do single belief change. And those, so that's gonna count.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And I think I did Milton model, like I did it on my own already, but
okay.
I'm gonna still stay on her so Shamika can practice.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Then let's see here. 1 second. I picked something. I'm gonna pick something else randomly off the list. What's another one that you guys that no one has yet? Let's see here. So I'm gonna do, I said Milton, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do meta model. Let me find my screen here. Germany, have you done meta yet?
Which one did you say?
I'm sorry. To be honest, like this was my last video. I'm done.
Okay, well, good for you. All right.
Thank you.
All right.
But I do want to let Shamika practice so I can stay.
Okay, perfect. So Shamika, I don't want you to get confused. You're still going to do the time technique on her, but I'm just trying to buy time that she can get done with her client, then you'll do her so that you can get that off your list. But in the meantime, I'm going to move forward so that you guys can get another one completed. And I'm trying to pick one that's going to be quickly for us so that we can still all get off of here at 3:30, 4:30. Is it 4:30 normally the time that you guys have to, what time is it? There's time differences. So I want to make sure I honor everybody's time with it being Father's Day and stuff.
I have 3:50 right now.
Okay. You have, Alexis, what time do you have?
I have 4:50 and I have to start getting ready for work by 5:30.
Okay, 5:30. Okay, perfect. So we still have time there. So yeah, I want to make sure we pick a quick one that we can still get you off here. It's normally 4:30 my time. So we have 40 minutes. So we definitely can get another one off the list in that 40-minute time frame. I think the best one, I want to go look and make sure. I think the one that's going to be the quickest is going to actually be, I had to pull up my list here, is going to be reframing.
Okay. I think I did reframing.
Okay.
168.
All right, I'm just going to go with my first instinct then, and I'm going to go ahead and do the, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do meta. I'm going to go ahead and do meta. So I'm going to review, let's see here. Meta modal violation. So in NLP, we have meta model and Milton model. And in Milton model, it's those things that are when you're very high chunked up. It's very high level in your speech. When we think about meta and we think about Virginia Tier, it's where we get very specific in our speech. And it's when we use those therapeutic questions to have that person go in deeper. And so I'm going to, let's see here. Go to the page here. Let me see if I can find it where you have your therapeutic questions. And that's on one page. I'm gonna go to 172. And so you start off understanding what the problem is, what's wrong. You start by asking questions again, like, okay, what caused the problem? Then you continue to go down. So how do you, how would you resolve this? How do you overcome it? So you keep asking questions to go deeper and deeper into really having them, instead of them saying, oh, I can't, let's say you're talking to a 5-year-old and they're trying to learn how to tie their shoe. I can't tie my shoe. And so you're saying, oh, so what feels hard right now about tying your shoe? Okay, and who told you you can't tie your shoe? You know, can dad and mom tie their shoe? Yes, oh, they can. So what makes you different? Why won't you be able to tie your shoe? And so you keep asking those questions to have the person really go deeper and deeper in their thinking until they get to the point of like, well, and you use things that we have, that we understand, to help them change their language and their way of thinking. But again, the whole point in meta model is having the person have a problem. I can't tie my shoe. And then listening to, and so can't, they've either normalized something, they've deleted something. You know how people's internal representation is. So we're helping them now through therapeutic questions change that. And so again, we're just going to set a timer for 5 minutes each person. You'll ask the person a problem. It can be a very high level problem, nothing deep today. And then the person gets the opportunity to ask them those questions. When did you decide? Is it that you haven't learned how to tie your shoe yet, or you need more practice in order to be able to tie your shoe? You see, I asked the question, I gave them option, but both of them is a yes and a yes. So either way they pick, either one they pick, it's a positive outcome. So again, using meta model, understanding your cause and effect, your delineation, all those different things. And I'm going to see if I can find that page to help you guys out with that. And I can't see your faces because I was on that screen. So before you start, are there any questions?
No.
And have you guys, has someone been able to find the page? And I do apologize. I have an old manual here that has those therapeutic questions on there.
176.
Thank you very much.
Say that again, please.
176.
Did you say 476?
No, 100.
176.
Oh, one. Okay. Okay.
And I want to just make sure that it's not the family therapeutic model. It's actually the
This one says conversational change example.
I remember what the page looks like. Hold on. Let's see. But I can't seem to find it today. But it has it broken up where you can see when a person has either they've distorted, normalized, or deleted, or generalized or deleted. Does it have the different questions in that, in the different boxes?
No, that's not the page.
We're leaving. Can we do the movie thing tonight?
You sure can. I'm gonna say yes.
Yes.
Somebody's like, who get in my business? I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. A child asked a question, I had to go ahead. Okay, yes, it should be therapeutic questions. I'm sorry. And it says therapeutic questions, the meta model. Do you guys have that page? And it has pattern response prediction.
I'm still looking for it right now.
Okay.
Am I missing something? What's going on?
I'm waiting for you guys to find the therapeutic questioning, the meta model, and
Oh,
tell us the
okay.
page.
Okay.
Okay, I find it. It's on page 118.
Thank you.
No. Okay.
All right, so there, as I was talking about, you'll see where depending on when you're ask the person and they tell you that their problem, you're going to use these questions here on this page to go in and go deeper. So if I can't tie my shoe, who says you can't tie your shoe? Is I'll never be able to tie my shoe. Never, you'll never be able to tie your shoe. And so you just keep asking questions to get in to help the person get away from if they've distorted something, if they've generalized something, or if they totally deleted something. Boys are better at tying their shoes than girls. And so you might say, well, what prevents girls from tying their shoes that boys are able to do such? So you go through, and depending on what they're stating their problem is and why it's the problem is how you then come back and ask the question. So are there any questions before we start? All right, we have 15, so we have 30 minutes. So that's 15 minutes. We should be done. Each person should have been able to have their turn. And then we close out with Shamika being able to do her time technique. And then you guys have gotten 2 things done today.
Okay. I could go first on this one.
Perfect.
And then I'll do it with you, Alexis. Okay. So then I asked her the problem that she's trying to.
Yes, find the problem, what the problem is first, yes.
Okay. All right, Alexis, is it okay with your unconscious mind that so what would I say? Like, I just asked her, is it okay with her unconscious mind that we figure out like the problem?
For this is more so when you are having a conversation with your client. So typically this could be at the start of a session. This could be during the beginning sessions where you're trying to figure some things out and really dig deeper. This is in that instance. So this isn't necessarily a modality. This is making sure you understand the concept, because when you're talking to clients, you need to be able to use meta model to get them, if they're all the way chunked up, you get to use the meta model to kind of bring them down to the specifics.
Okay.
This is how we as coaches, we don't solve our client's problem. We're able to talk and use our language to help them solve their own problem.
Okay. Okay, Alexis, do you know what problem you want to work on today?
Yes, I want to work on not being too excited sometimes about opportunities that are presented before me that could seemingly be aligned with what I'm doing, but kind of causes me to veer slightly off of what I'm focused on.
Okay, so how do you know when you get too excited over potential opportunities?
I think how I know is after the excitement, I feel drained and not as motivated to continue doing it. But I feel obligated to do it because I said I was going to do it.
And how do you know that this is a bad thing?
I'm sorry, say it again.
How do you know that this is a bad thing? Like being overly excited and overcommitting to something.
How do I know that I'm overcommitting?
She says, how do you know it's a bad thing that you've overcommitted? How do you know that that's bad?
I think that's the part is I don't see anything as bad. But what I realize is that I think that's the problem that I have is seeing that it's bad, that everything seems good to me, but it just maybe seems not my direction. So I guess maybe I should perceive it as bad, but
okay.
Or another thing I think she's trying to ask is why is it a problem? Why do you see that as a problem?
I see it as a problem because I don't, when I lose motivation to do or complete something, then I believe that it causes me to feel bad about committing to something that I necessarily probably wasn't really supposed to do. Therefore, then I don't get to keep my word or my commitment, or it feels like too much pressure to keep my word or commitment because it's not something it's not really in alignment.
Okay. And how does getting overexcited with things that aren't aligned to you cause you to feel specifically?
After the fact, it causes me to feel overwhelmed.
Okay. And so how wait, what is are interpreted as being synonymous? Okay, so how does being overexcited for something cause you to feel overwhelmed? And have you ever? Okay, wait, hold on. I'm confused on the complex equivalence. How would I ask that?
So how does you overcommitting impact you getting the stuff that you want to get done completed?
It interrupts my focus. And when my focus is interrupted, then the work that I want to put out that doesn't have the quality that I know I have the potential to put out with what it is that I know I'm supposed to be doing and really want to do, versus something I know that I'm good at doing and can do, but maybe not necessarily supposed to be doing.
Perfect. And your time, that's your time, but I'm gonna let you ask you one last question. Go ahead, go for it.
And then how do you suffer from this? So how do you react to basically, well, you said that you don't get stuff done. So how do you know when you're doing this?
When I feel like I have things piling up, when I don't complete something or multiple things, and I all of a sudden don't want to do anything.
Okay.
Perfect. I love this. And so I would wrap something up with this, asking her, well, I've asked you a few questions. Is there any awarenesses that you got from our conversation today? And I think she based on your great questions, she came and she discussed the problem in a way that now she's like, yeah, this is why I don't want it. This is how I know when it's happening. And so what would happen is now you have things to work on the future with her in future calls.
Okay.
But today you want her to gather what were those things that she got from it, because you don't necessarily need to tell her what she should have. You want her to come up with that.
Okay.
All right. But you did a wonderful job. You really got the concept. It was you. I could tell each time you're asking a question, I could go to the book and I knew where you were.
Okay. Good.
But and we do this already, but now you're going to be listening to your client and you're going to say, oh, they've distorted something, or oh, that's a generalization, or oh, or even listening to your kids talk, and when they say stuff, you're like, oh. So now go ahead, Alexis, and you get to ask the questions.
All righty. So what's a problem that or a complication that you are having that you kind of want to process out?
I would say irritation.
Irritation. That's a good one. All right. So let's see, where should I start? That's a generalization, right?
I would go and have her talk a little bit more about what specifically it is irritating her, and then from there, okay, you'll get, because it's you're right, it's too general now.
Right. Okay. So what specifically is there something specific that is irritating you
Um,
that makes you feel irritated?
well, I feel like, so when I say irritation, like just in, it's okay, it's kind of general, but like in certain situations, like if I feel overwhelmed.
Okay, can you name a situation that you can recall, like most recently, where you felt that feeling of irritation come on?
Yeah, actually, let's use work. So like at work, when there's too much going on, then I get like irritated that there's too much going on.
Okay, and what is too much going on look and sound like?
So unorganized, basically just disruption, like lack of planning, stuff like that.
Okay. Is there anything specific at work that you noticed that was that lacked planning and was disorganized specifically, like an actual specific event or task?
So say I don't have the supplies I need.
Okay, and what is this task or job that you needed supplies for that you didn't have?
So I'm like, say MedPass, if I don't have the certain pills in my car or stuff like that.
Got you. Okay. So what would
So what would need to happen in order for things to be more organized?
okay, that's the one I was looking to read. What would happen if that would need to happen? Okay.
So what would need to happen would be, I guess, like better planning on my end and communication.
What prevents you from planning better or communicating better?
Honestly, just I guess like work environment. Like I don't know how I want to say it. So people's attitudes affect the way like that I react and stuff. So if they have a bad attitude, then it makes me more reluctant to ask for the stuff that I need, or so then I try to find it on my own, and then that's what leads to the irritation.
Okay. And how does what the other people doing cause you to choose irritation over communication?
There it is.
So the way like the way they communicate and just their attitudes.
Okay. And how do you know? What is it that happens as far as their attitudes that you know you don't like it and you feel irritated?
The way they communicate, like the way they talk to me, like the tone of voice.
So how does their tone of voice, affect you as far as your feelings?
It makes me irritated, makes me angry.
Makes you irritated. Okay.
So what would happen if
What
you
prevents-
didn't get irritated?
I would be
Okay.
able to have better planning and communicate more on the stuff that I need, be more calm.
Excellent. I think Germany was trying to get back in the room, but I probably took too long because I'm hoping she comes back. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. So that's great. That sums it up. So you guys, you get the concept. It's, I would go back and just practice, and when you hear someone say something, how to re-ask the question. Just
Yeah.
Okay.
in a way that fits what it is they need.
Yeah.
And
Got you.
you get to, you don't have to fill in the blank exactly verbatim. You see, I asked the
Okay.
question, but I flipped it and dipped it to
Yeah.
fit in, and so that I could get the answer that I need. Like,
Okay.
okay,
Got
I
you.
know, if I know that, and then some of these help you, basically this helps with the reframe. This helps you have the person, if they're too generalized, and you got it. Like, this is why when things start repeating themselves, then you know, like, oh, okay, this is where you know you're getting close when those things. And she said it herself, by me, if I don't get an attitude, then I can be a better communicator. And then you could have followed up with her, then what would happen if you did become that better communicator?
Got you.
So you don't always have to necessarily go back to that question. You don't have to go, you can turn this into a rabbit hole, because
Got you. Got you.
after you turn it into the rabbit hole, now she is, you know, and hence solving her own problem. And when she goes to work and the irritation starts, she's gonna be like, okay, how can I communicate better? And then later on in working, especially this works really good in the corporate setting. I'm allowed to do this, because then now I would work with her. If she was my client, I would work with her on how to have conversations with people, with her being the lead, and modeling how she wants to be talked to, and how she wants. And once she then gets that, now she's the leader. And so people come to her with attitudes, but she doesn't return back the attitude. And so now they know how they start acting like she's acting, because she's the leader.
Okay.
Whether it's her supervisor, whether it's who's that one person that's been there for 10 years and think they know everything. No, I don't work on your job, but I have worked a job before. So that's where this comes into play. We get to help them find the solution now, but we get to bring it back into future sessions.
Okay.
All right. Alexis, would you mind one more time having the time technique done on you, so that Shanika is able to get that done, and we can then close out, because I think I may have left her in the waiting room too long, because Germany she must have hopped off and tried to hop back on, but as soon as I noticed she was there, she was gone again. And we're going to stick with worry.
Okay. What page are we on again? I think it was.
I think it was 142 and 144.
Okay. Oh, I think it's 162.
Alexis, you happen to know the page number for discovering the timeline?
Discovering. Was that the one we just did?
Yes.
I think it was 242.
Okay, I said 142 and it's 242. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it all right with your unconscious mind for you to release this worry and for you to be consciously aware of it now?
Yes.
Now, ask your unconscious mind, what is the root cause of this worry, which when disconnected will cause your worry to totally disappear? If you were to know, was it before, during, or after birth?
After.
Good. If you were to know, what age?
23.
So just go ahead and get in touch with your timeline now float above your timeline and turn around and face that past. Go ahead and float back into the past position to position A. And when you get there, just notice the event and give me a nod. Floating there directly over the event and looking down on it, just ask your unconscious mind what it needs to learn from this event, the learning of which will allow you to let go of that worry easily and effortlessly. Your unconscious mind can preserve these learnings so that if it needs them in the future, they'll be there to protect you, to help you make good decisions or choices to serve you. You may get learnings consciously, or you may just get an indication that you've gotten them. When you've got the learnings now, please let me know.
Got him.
Now go ahead and float back to position B, well before the event and above the event, and turn around and face the future. So the event is in front of you and way down below you. Now ask yourself, now where is that old worry? Is it there or is it just gone now?
It's gone.
Now, okay, wait, hold on. Now float right down into the event to position C. So you're looking through your own eyes. Now check on the worry. Is it there or is it gone now?
Gone.
Good. Go back to position B. Now come back to now over your timeline, only as quickly as you let go of all the worry, all the way back to now. Stop at position B. At each event where there used to be worry, apply the learning and let go of the worry all the way back to now. Remember, at the unconscious level, time is differently. So your unconscious can take as little time as it wants. Just let go of all of the worry all the way back to now. And when you get back to now, go ahead and float down into now and come back into the room. Can you remember a time in the past where you used to be able to feel worry?
Mm-hmm.
Go back there now and just check to make sure the worry is gone now.
It's gone.
Good. Come back to now. Go out to a time in the future, which if it would have happened in the past, before we did this technique, you would have felt worried and noticed how it's different now. Yeah. Good. Come back to now.
Damn.
Bad.
Yes. So there we have it, ladies. I appreciate your commitment. All the ladies that showed up today, their commitment to this. It is a holiday, double holiday. Great job, but we got in and got it done and we're on time. So everyone gets to finish the rest of their day. So thank you so much. Until next time. I was actually looking to see when my next call with you guys is. But I look forward to whenever that is, because this is always a bad blast.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, have a good day. Bye.